Welcome to a possessive new episode of the Demonic Compendium, the show where I discuss the mythology, design, and game history of your favorite Megami Tensei demons. Have you ever wondered if you could go beyond the limits of your own ego, to embrace real power and be a part of something bigger than yourself? Well, this Halloween, anything is possible, so stay in the magic circle and ignore the great secrets of magic, because today, we're talking about Choronzon. Choronzon is a very distinct figure that was first recorded by John Dee and Edward Kelly, two occultists in the 16th century who made many contributions to the study of alchemy, demonology, and astrology. However, it wasn't until the early 1900s when the demon made a much bigger splash in the realm of the occult, as Choronzon would become a prominent figure in Thelema, the occult philosophy movement founded by Alister Crowley. Crowley and Victor Newberg, a poet and Crowley's partner, went on many long voyages throughout deserts and had occult experiences, including ritualistic desert sex in a magic circle, to help Crowley gain the insight, knowledge, and power he needed from the ethers to successfully summon Choronzon. Choronzon was believed to be the only figure living in the 10th ether, and was described as the first and deadliest source of evil powers. In December 1909, Crowley and Newberg went to the desert outskirts of Bosada, a small town in Algeria, to perform the summoning ritual. Newberg stayed inside a magic circle with a notebook and was to record everything he saw and heard, while Crowley performed the actual ritual using a magic triangle and pigeon sacrifices to bring Choronzon safely into our world. While summoned, Choronzon spouted blasphemous prophecies and lies about magic to try and trick and mock Newberg. Choronzon used sand to break Newberg's circle and then attacked him, but the poet forced the demon back into the magic triangle, where he eventually disappeared. Newberg supposedly found Crowley alone in the triangle, where he traced the word Babylon in the sand. The ritual was over, and to this day, followers of Thelema debate whether or not Crowley was successful in gaining the wisdom and power he sought, or whether he spent the rest of his life possessed by the demonic evil that had overpowered him. Choronzon's compendium entry from Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster refers to it as a demon that was summoned by a sorcerer named Crowley at the beginning of the 20th century. When he lost control of the demon, it possessed him. It is the last hurdle in conquering the dark side of the ego. Oh, right, normally these Halloween compendium entries have a demon from some sort of movie or TV show, right? Let's see. Choronzon appears in the Netflix Sandman series based on the comics. Alright, cool, there we go. Design-wise, Choronzon is a bit of an odd duck. See, the original design was this rather cartoonish-looking demon that looks like the villain in some sort of weird old toothpaste ad. Kaneko would later say this design resembles a newt, and it also seemed to be the basis for most of his Last Bible appearances, particularly Last Bible 3. The eventual redesign that most audiences are familiar with is an alteration on the Legion design, only with more glowing energy, lack of tendrils, and it's blue. Dabba-dee dabba-die. And if you were to ask me which of these two designs I like better, it's sort of a toss-up. Its original design wasn't really fitting, but it was at least somewhat distinct, while its modern design fits with a lot of the mythology, such as Choronzon being a demon of dispersion, and a common term in Thelema referring to the mass of Choronzon, but it's still just kind of a lesser Legion. As far as I can tell, Kaneko didn't even do any artwork for this version of Choronzon. What you're looking at right now, and what's on the thumbnail, is his appearance in the Persona OA app. As far as game history goes, Choronzon has been very sporadic. It appeared as early as Megami Tensei 2 and was in a handful of Last Bible titles. But the main Big Blue design that we mostly know first appeared in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne as a member of the Haunt race, which is fitting given its possessive nature and backstory. Choronzon appeared in the MMO title Shin Megami Tensei Imagine, in the bronze and silver versions of the old Ichigaya Camp Dungeon, with the title Godo's Loyal Henchman. Although Godo does summon demons to fight the player in Shin Megami Tensei 1, Choronzon is sadly not one of them, because that would have been a cool callback. And then the demon didn't show up again until Persona 5 as a member of the rather fitting Magician Arcana, where its shadow self was known as the Gathering Devil. Sending Choronzon to the electric chair in Persona 5 would give Joker a Maiha skill card, but in Persona 5 Royal, The electric chair would provide a curse ring or a spiral curse ring if an alarm is active. And that's basically it. Choronzon came back after about a decade, but then remained absent from other titles like Persona 5 Strikers, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Soul Hackers 2. Will this billowing blue ball of badness appear in Persona 5 Tactica? Well, guess I'll find out next month and hopefully not end up looking positively foolish. If that does happen, I blame demonic possession. And so there you have it, Choronzon, the crowded cobalt clump of consciousness called upon by Crowley. Did I leave out something you thought was important? Was I just plain wrong about something? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to let me know who you'd like to see me talk about in future episodes. That's going to do it for this episode of the Demonic Compendium, and I will see you next time. But, especially with this guy, be careful while you rest that a demon doesn't take over your body.